Hearing number 8188. This hearing number 8188 is being conducted pursuant to ordinance 68607 of the City of St. Louis. Appellant Ryan M. Gibbs has appealed the Commissioner of Forestry's decision to service dead trees in the rear yard at 4332 Arsenal. The Board of Public Service has in its possession the following documents which are being introduced into evidence. Item 1, a certified copy of ordinance number 68607 of the City of St. Louis. Item 2, copy of private tree violation notice sent by the Forestry Division regarding 2 trees located in the rear yard at 4332 Arsenal. Item 3, a copy of a hazard tree appeal submitted by Ryan M. Gibbs dated April 25, 2016. Item 4, a letter sent to the appellant Ryan M. Gibbs dated May 26, 2016, providing notice of today's hearing. Item 5, a copy of the public notice of today's hearing. At this time, the Board of Public Service will first swear in and hear from the city representative present, followed by the appellant and those in support of the appeal. The board will then allow those in opposition to the appeal, if any, to address the board. Your testimony is being recorded. When you come forward, please state your name and address and be sworn in. As you testify, please direct your comments to the board, not those in the audience. Members of the audience are asked to remain silent and not coach the witnesses. During your testimony, members of the board may have questions for you. Following this hearing, the board will proceed with its regular agenda. Following the conclusion of the regular agenda, the board will deliberate, discuss, and vote on the hearing. The board asks the representative of the Forestry Division to please come forward and be sworn in.
Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name for the board, please.
My name is Skip Kincaid. I'm currently Forestry Commissioner for the City of St. Louis. The address is 1415 North 13th Street.
Please proceed and tell us about the situation at hand.
This revolves around an inspection that was made of 2 hazard trees at the rear of 4332 Arsenal. One of our certified arborist inspectors inspected these trees on April 6th of this year, 2016, prepared a violation notice with information about the 2 trees, and then the owner of the trees was sent a notice on April 25th requesting or demanding removal of these trees. And the inspection basically found that both of these trees have storm damage. They have a lot of decay, an advanced level of decay, and that are very high risk of collapsing.
For the record, can you state what your formal training is concerning trees?
Currently, I'm an ISA board-certified master arborist. That's a classification through the International Society of Arboriculture. Only 2% of certified arborists in the world are board-certified master arborists, have a master's degree in forestry, and about 30-some-odd years of experience in municipal arboriculture.
And it's of your sole opinion and your staff's sole opinion that these trees need to be removed immediately because they pose a detriment to safety?
Yes, unwavering.
Any other questions from the board?
Is this a hardship thing? Is the property owner complaining that he doesn't have the resources to remove the trees?
The property owner hasn't made a case about hardship. He did make a case that he felt the trees still had some green in them, which meant that he felt that they still had some wildlife value. But in our field, we know that even trees with green leaves can still be very dangerous. In fact, even more so because they weigh more and have a better chance of collapsing. He also questioned the location of the trees as to whether they are actually on his property. So I drove by the property, and I have a photograph from Google Streets. Fortunately, it shows the alley view, and it's very apparent that both of these trees are indeed located on 4332 Arsenal.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any other city representatives who wish to testify at this time? If so, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none, the city asks if the appellant would like to come forward and be sworn in. Okay, for the record, the appellant is not present at today's hearing. If there's anyone in support or in favor of the appellant who wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing no one, anyone in opposition who wishes to oppose the appeal and testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none, the matter concerning hearing number 8188 is now closed and submitted. The board will continue with its regular agenda. After the regular agenda, the board will deliberate and vote on the hearing. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Here.
Director Rundy.
Here.
Director Hayes.
Here.
Director Roth.
Here.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray is excused. And President Bradley.
Here, we have a quorum. I'll call a meeting order.
From Communications, consideration of the follow-up inspection reported dated June 3rd, 2016 for hearing number 8186 regarding conditional use permit number 119077 issued to Southside Market, care of Ahmed Al-Aziwa, to occupy 5009 Virginia as a grocery store with cooking, no liquor, finding the property has been brought into compliance with all of the conditions of the permit, and therefore pursuant to the Board of Public Service decision on February 23, 2016, the revocation is denied. From the President, plans and specifications for letting number 8613, Terminal 1 and custom roof replacements at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Plans and specifications for letting number 8614, Tower Grove Park, 4265 Magnolia Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63110, Task 3, Reconstruction Park Roadways. Recommendation that the board, that bids be rejected for letting number 8685, anode replacement on selected steel transmission main, state revolving fund project. One bid was received June 30th, 2015, due to the fact that adequate funding is not available for this construction project. Recommendation that an agreement with the Missouri Department of Conservation pertaining to the Calm Streets pilot project on Louisiana be approved. From the President, Director of Public Utilities and Streets. Joint recommendation that's permit for Glasper Professional Services for traffic improvements at the intersection of Sarah and Shoto be denied. The submitted plans are schematic, conceptual only. Therefore, the Street Department objects to the issuance of this permit. Applicant should consult the Traffic Division for review and comments on any preliminary plans prior to submitting final plans for approval. From the President and Director of Streets. Joint recommendation that permit for First Baptist Church, City of St. Louis, to encroach with wheelchair ramp at 3100 Bell be approved subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that permit for Union Electric Company doing business in Amarin, Missouri, to install conduit and cable at 1106 North Jefferson at Carr be approved subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. WB Holding, LLC, to subdivide land at 3424 through 26 Virginia in City Block 1584. Recast Associate, LLC, to subdivide land at 3304 through 08 Missouri in City Block 1527. Baloo Incorporated, to consolidate land at 9102 House Ferry in City Block 6313. Monogram Building, LLC, to consolidate land at 1706 and 1726 through 42 Washington in City Block 830. East Fox Home LLC to consolidate land at 2801 through 03 Magnolia in City Block 2076. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that permit for Osmer Enterprises LLC to encroach with Sidewalk Cafe at 3200 Shenandoah be approved, subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, recommendation that the Board accept as a gift from Forest Park Forever a 2016 Ford F-550 to replace a 2016 Ford F-350. Recommends approval. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that 11 festival zones be approved, subject to certain conditions as follows. DB Bar, June 25th, 2016 at South Broadway between Lafayette and Geyer in front of DB Bar. Reach 2016, July 8th through 9th, 2016 at Kaufman and Poker Parks. Ballpark Village Pig Swig, July 9th, 2016 at Ballpark Village in Clark between Broadway and 8th Street. Manchester Bike Bash, July 16, 2016 at Grove Neighborhood, Manchester from Sarah to Talmadge. Enright Block Party, July 30th, 2016 at Enright between Walton and Taylor. Dumpster Dive, July 30th, 2016 at Fortune Teller Bar, 2635 through 37 Cherokee Street. St. Louis African American Artifacts Festival and Bazaar, August 13, 2016 at 14th from St. Louis Avenue to south side of Warren. Montgomery from 13th to Blair, and Warren from 13th to Blair. TrailNet Ride and River Century, August 13, 2016 at the Old Post Office Plaza and Locust between 8th and 9th Street. Great Forest Park Balloon Race and Glow, September 16 through 17, 2016 in Forest Park. Hop in the City, September 17, 2016 at Shoe Fly Tap Room on 21st Street. And Washington U, Employee Appreciation Day, September 30th, 2016 at Euclid between Bourne's Jewish Hospital Plaza and Clayton, Hutland Park.
Okay. Hearing number 8188, which is the appeal by Ryan M. Gibbs as to the decision of the Commissioner of Forestry to service the dead trees at 4332 Arsenal. I'll open the floor up for discussion.
I do have a question in regard to BPS. Do you know if BPS received any email, fax, telephone call, anything from Mr. Gibbs indicating that he would not be here today since he was scheduled to be here?
No, we did not.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I should know this, but Sharice, do we send this certified mail? I was just curious if we do, if we have the green
I believe
card.
I did send it certified. Wait a minute, let me look at the letter. It is sent certified.
Okay.
yes.
And so do we get the return card back or no?
No, we have not received the return receipt back yet.
Okay. So then it's possible they either purposely didn't open it or didn't get it. So it's up your guys' call. So we might want to give them one more shot, or we can deal with it today.
Sometimes on those certified letters, I don't get them back. It may be a while before I get it back, too.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm not sure.
I know it can take some time to
Right.
get it back.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
And my experience is if you're relying on always getting them back, you'll be disappointed because I've sent a lot of certified letters in my career, and a lot you don't get back the form.
What is the date of the notice?
The date of the letter
Yeah,
was May 26, 2016.
a month ago. What is, question for legal counsel, what is the appropriate motion to make to deny the appeal and sustain the forestry division?
So if we are, it would be to deny well, you could deny it and then you could either dismiss it because they didn't show up and they abandoned it, or you could deny it as well. Yeah. Because you've heard the evidence from the Forestry Commissioner, so.
Yeah, I mean, might as well do it on the merits. Is there any reason not to do it on the merits?
I don't think so. I mean, my only concern would be down the line is that he could try to, I guess, argue, but he would have to go to court. So the likelihood of him going to court on this is probably small, but because this is the final city decision. So the only thing is, I guess he could try to argue notice. But otherwise, we've heard testimony from the forestry division that seems pretty strong. So I don't think.
Well, if he came roaring into City Hall yesterday and said that, I had the date wrong, or, can he, do we lose jurisdiction over it altogether once the decision is made, or is there some period of time where it could be reopened? Do you know?
Generally, it's 30 days he has to appeal to circuit court. But I mean, if we find out that he didn't have notice or something like tomorrow, we could always, on our own motion, just take it up again.
I got you. All right, well, I'll move to deny the appeal.
Discussion is closed. Any further discussion? Discussion is closed. I have a motion to deny and a second. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Rundy. Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray is excused. And President Bradley.
Aye. Denied. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from June 21st, last Tuesday. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Move to approve the minutes. Second.
Been moved and seconded for approval. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Abstain.
Director Rundy.
Aye.
Director Hayes.
Abstain.
Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray is excused. And President Bradley.
Aye, the minutes are approved. Today's agenda, are there any questions or comments on the agenda?
I have a comment, unless I heard wrong, minor issue, but under Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, I thought I heard accepts as a gift from Forest Park Forever a 2016 to replace a 2016. I want to make sure we know it's, whether I heard it wrong or right, I want to make sure we know it's a 2006 that got replaced. Correct. Thank you.
And the clarification is it's a 2016 to replace the 2006, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments on the agenda? See, now I'll take a motion, please.
Motion to approve the agenda with that possible correction.
Moved and seconded, pending the correction. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie. Director Rundy.
Aye.
Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray is excused. And President Bradley.
Aye, the agenda is approved. Motion for adjournment, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.